Hello everyone, good morning or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm KandyCorpse, but you can call me Kay. Today we're going to be reacting to some more paranormal evidence. If you haven't seen the last video I did similar to this, I go on Reddit and I go through some different subreddits and look at some evidence that people have posted. It's supposed to be in these subreddits, only true, actual evidence, or if I'm doing an encounters video where I read encounters, it's supposed to be real, not played up, no drama, and no fabricated stories. These aren't subreddits for fictional horror stories or fictional shorts. So that being said, this is where I'll be putting the media itself, and I'll just be describing what I think's going on here, possibly coming up with solutions that could potentially debunk it. And if OP put it in the caption that there was something else going on or some context, or even in the comments, I go through and I read those as well, and then I just read some of the comments to see what other people are saying on Reddit. So let's get right into it. So the very first thing is this image right here. That's the first thing that pops up, and the actual title of the photo is "Photo of my cousin and her son taken after her brother's funeral. They all believe this was his ghost." So in the image here, you can see that they blurred out the kids' faces, which I do really like. Not a lot of people do that, but it's definitely a good idea to do that because the internet is a crazy, wild, scary place. So it's a good idea to block out your kids' faces. But you can kind of see that there's some sort of a mist or a flash or a shadowy, not shadowy, but you know what I mean, some sort of feedback on the screen itself. And the way I see it, there's definitely a spot between the children's heads that is a little more solid and a little more round. You could argue that it looks like someone has their head kind of there, and it almost looks like someone putting their arms around them a little bit. And I do notice that it's mostly above, but the way I look at it, it almost looks like some sort of feedback or reflection that you might see on a not digital, disposable camera. It reminds me of old disposable camera photos. I haven't used my disposable camera in years, probably like 4 years, but it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Or maybe something was on the lens is kind of what it looks like. But there's a lot of comments. I'm going to look and see if there's any context to the photo itself other than the title. This is also in the r/paranormal encounters subreddit, and this was posted by user/superstar mnw. The only thing in the caption of the video is, "What do you think?" So they're looking to get people's opinions, but I would like to know, like I said, it looks very similar to disposable cameras. So I'm thinking, when was this taken? This kind of looks like an older photo. So was this something that was taken with like an iPhone, a Samsung? Was it older and was taken with a disposable camera? And that could kind of explain some of the feedback that's kind of going on. I would like some information, so I am going to go through the comments now and see if OP has responded to anybody, and also read back what some people are saying. The top comment says they like how Spider-Man's face is blurred out too. Let me go back. Oh my god, on his shirt. Hold on, let me zoom in, because is it blurred out or is it just... I think it is blurred out. That's so funny. You forgot one of the Spider-Mans. You only blurred out one of their faces. Someone commented saying, "I think that it doesn't matter what we think. If it brings them comfort to think that, then that's best to them," referring to that they think it's the family member who's passed. Another one says it looks like his arm is around you guys, which is kind of what I said. Someone said, "Looks like your cousin just took a bong rip." Yeah, because it's kind of smoky. Those are kids. But so like obviously the kids wouldn't be smoking. They shouldn't be smoking. They're like 7 and 10 years old from what it looks like, around that age range, so they definitely should not be. But it's possible that somebody else could have been smoking too. That's another thing that I actually didn't think of. I don't smoke, so it's just not something that comes to mind personally. But yeah, actually it is kind of smoky, so that could explain some of the feedback. Someone else commented and said, I've seen a picture very similar to this but with more detail. It was around one of my family members. The spirit had a blue cloak on and you can see the facial features, but it's actually a bit scary. You can see the armor on their left shoulder here definitely captured something. This person said, it's weird because I saw this same thing in a mirror after my grandma died when I was 9. We were doing one of those yearly exams in school and I was sitting in front of a mirror, looked up, and there was this fog, just like this, behind me sitting on a table observing me. I think about that from time to time, but actually seeing a picture is surreal. A lot of people are saying that it's either smoke from like a cig or other substances, or they're all saying that something very similar has happened to them. So the comments seem to be pretty torn, but a lot of people seem to be taking note of the fact that it does just kind of look like someone could potentially be smoking and it's smoke drifting across the screen. And then nobody's arguing from what I can see, but it's very divided between someone smoking and their family member being present, almost like saying goodbye. I had to take a break and come back because my cats started acting up and were being very obnoxious and very loud. The second clip I'm going to be showing is a video this time, and this one says, I have a demon. I think this time its voice is pretty clear. So it looks like this is going to have audio, at least it should, since we're hearing a voice. This is in the same subreddit, Paranormal Encounters, and this was posted by user Necessary Charity 70. Let me just... right after they open the door, I can kind of hear something which almost sounds like dragging furniture across the floor. Like, you know how when you're pulling a chair out to like sit down at a table? But when OP actually runs away, I don't hear anything. Like, I've got my volume up, I stopped and I listened again, and I don't hear anything at all. So I'm going to see if there's a caption, and I'm going to look at the comments to see if I just missed something, because the title says I have a demon and its voice is pretty clear, but I didn't hear a damn thing. So the caption says, I live here now for 1 year exactly, and I'm moving out by end of September. All my life I've been hearing, seeing, feeling stuff, but since I moved here, I've never encountered so many things. They, in quotations, told me it's a portal. No, I'm not schizophrenic, bipolar, etc. I got tested. I just hear them sometimes, besides being screamed at and called a bitch by them. Here's a video. Please ignore my Crocs and dirty floor. I was in the garden. I live on 2 floors, 4.5 bedroom apartment, and all day I was hearing footsteps on the top floor and stairs. And it says they're wooden stairs. I was so scared I went outside for gardening. When I went back to my room to charge my phone, I could clearly hear someone right in the front of my bedroom door. So looking at the comments, apparently this was posted in other communities is what this says, and multiple comments have been removed by moderators, so they must not have been great. Someone said, that motherfucker back there is not real. Another person said, I didn't hear anything. Yeah, me either. I literally didn't hear anything. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be hearing. People are talking about how loud the Crocs are. Someone said it's at 16 seconds while she's already running. And then they said, I hear it. Someone said, I still don't hear anything. The other said, I had to hold the speaker by my ear and not watch. It's almost at the very end and not at all loud. Someone said, I used headphones to be able to pick it up. I tried with my phone speakers and couldn't hear the voice. I suggest you use some headphones or earbuds. Okay, well, I'm using my headphones for this right now, so let me just take these off and like hold my computer up to my ear and I'll replay it and see if I hear anything. No. I have now listened to that video multiple times. I even held it up to my ear. I had to find the speaker. I still couldn't find it. But when I played the video, the sound is coming from underneath my computer. And I kept moving my computer to see if I could like hear better. And no, I still don't hear anything. I'm not seeing anything. Someone's like, I heard it say help me. And someone's like, it kind of sounds like that. And then someone else said, I did hear something, but it could just be a person that wasn't shown on screen. And then a lot of people are just saying that all they hear is the Crocs, which like same. Yeah, I didn't hear anything at all. If you heard anything, or if you want to go to the actual video itself, like I said, it's in the subreddit Paranormal Encounters, and the title was I have a demon, comma, I think this time, quote, its voice is pretty clear. So if you want to go look for yourself and see if maybe, because I'm going to have the volume when I put it here, I'm going to have the volume all the way up, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to hear it very well. So yeah, if you want to go look for yourself and see if you can hear anything, I don't know, let me know if you do hear anything, if you do go find it and you do end up figuring something out, because I have no idea. And multiple people are saying multiple different things in the comments of what they think they heard and whether they actually heard anything or not, but I don't hear anything at all. Okay, so this very last one for today is a second video, and this video is titled Unplugged Stereo Makes Weird Noises. If they're not plugged in and it's not one that can take batteries, it shouldn't be getting power. So it shouldn't be making noises unless something else is making the noise and it just seems like it's coming from that. But let's just play the video. Okay, yeah, it's definitely making noise. It doesn't really sound like completely random white noise, like you can hear the beeping and the white noise, but it's also kind of playing in a tune. So I don't know, unless there's batteries in it, it shouldn't be getting any power, which like, yeah, I guess would explain why it's like paranormal. But the whole idea of paranormal stuff, to my understanding, is that they need to get energy from somewhere. So if a stereo that does not take batteries is not plugged in, how are they going to get energy from it, and how are they going to be able to manipulate the wavelengths of the radio waves to be able to make the sounds or noises or words that they want to make? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like something else is making the noise, or this is just not real. So the caption is, my brother sent me this. He says it was unplugged. Any possible explanations? So they're not even the one who made the video, so that very easily could be fake. It could just be your brother totally playing a prank on you. So the top comment said, had he just unplugged it, I know sometimes residual current can run through stereos and cause these kind of weird noises. And OP said, I just asked him, he said it was plugged in, then he unplugged it, and weirdly enough it kept going after it was unplugged. Could that be possible? And a lot of people are saying that yes, it's entirely possible if there's mixed wires or there's parts of it that are broken, and that's definitely like a super old stereo from what it looks like, that it can definitely just be the stereo itself. There was electricians and engineers and stuff like that who are commenting, basically all saying that yeah, that's entirely possible. The general idea seems to be that a control current could possibly be what the issue is. Yeah, literally every single comment is saying that it's because it's old and broken and that's why it's making noise. So yeah, this was definitely not real. Sorry, OP. Either you were pranked, or your brother really did think that it was strange, and if they've never had that issue with old electronics before, then maybe they did think that was strange. But that definitely was not paranormal at all. It was just an old electronic that's broken and has some wiring issues. Okay, so that is it for today. Let me know what you thought of those 3 pieces of evidence, and if you thought any of them were real, fake, or if you potentially have an explanation for what's going on. I think the first one, there's a potential for it to be real, but it does kind of look like smoke sliding in front of the camera. And the second 2, like I said, didn't hear anything, and the third one was very easily debunked. So I think the first one, 50-50 chance, but the other 2 were definitely not paranormal in my opinion, because I didn't hear anything. But if you want to go back to the second one and see for yourself and comment if you do hear something, and if you do, if you could let me know what it says, because like I said, I don't hear anything at all except for the cracks walking on the floor. So if you hear anything, let me know. That being said, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good night.